Good afternoon. It's looking pretty out there still. We have blue sky in Fargo. There are a couple of areas where we've had some clouds develop, but we've really held off those clouds that I was thinking would be in here by now. So that's nice that we've gotten this bonus sunshine here today. And we're going to try to hold off that storm system a little while longer, but it is heading our way for tomorrow. So we've got a lot to talk about here in the forecast. Let's first of all focus on the positive. We've got 33 degrees right now in Fargo, so finally above freezing. It's 25 in Grand Forks. We're working our way above freezing there for the afternoon, and much warmer down to the south and east. 39 in Fosston and Detroit Lakes. Sisseton is at the 40-degree mark right now. That wind coming in out of the south will continue to drive in that warmer air, and the wind will cut into that a little bit. It'll feel a little breezy out there for you, especially in these areas where we're getting some gusts into the 20s. There might be a little bit of blowing snow across some of the roadways with that too, so keep that in mind as you're traveling here today. So our radar and satellite view showing mainly some clear skies. Where you see movement on the loop, that's where we have a few clouds down in Lakes Country, some of them over into Barnes County as well. But other than that, it's pretty quiet still. We just have a breeze here today. So looking into the rest of your afternoon, this might be undercutting things a little bit. We've got temperatures that are already surpassing some of these numbers now. So keep in mind, we're looking at some numbers back up into the upper 30s and potentially 40 today. Some of us there in Sisseton already. So a really nice day ahead of this storm. So we have some alerts here, a winter storm watch for tomorrow in the second half of the day through Thursday for most of the valley. Devil's Lake area excluded. That's where we're going to still see some wind and some snow, but it won't be as intense as what we're dealing with closer to the low. And on the warm side of it, a flood watch for those folks into Minnesota. So we're going to start things off here on our hour-by-hour planner. This is 7 a.m. Wednesday, so tomorrow morning, and we're taking a wide view. You can see a mess going on in the Rockies around Denver. They're in some winter storm and blizzard warnings for this one, and that's where this is coming from. It's a Colorado low, and there's going to be some really intense winds with this. Rain, freezing rain, and snow. So not to alarm anybody, but this is a potentially very dangerous storm for us in the valley with some added factors here, including this area in pink. Now this is 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and you can see it crossing over the state line at that point in time. Freezing rain potentially and ice. And with the winds as strong as they are, where that ice accumulates, that's where we could see some issues with power outages on those power lines. We've seen this in the past. You get iced power lines and 50 to 60 mile per hour winds, and we've got widespread outages. Something to remember here as we're preparing for this storm. And as we move later into the afternoon and evening, you can see right now at least our forecast model indicating southeastern North Dakota and back over into parts of Minnesota too, potentially getting some of that ice initially with this storm. Rain to the east with this one, potentially some heavier rain. Some of those storm drains going to get overwhelmed with ice and snow, plugging those as well. So there may be some street flooding where we get the heavier rain. And then the heavy snow takes over into the nighttime hours tomorrow night. This is 10 o'clock tomorrow. Areas in dark blue and purple, that's where the heavier snowfall rate will be. Now keep in mind, the rain snow line has been shifting from model run to model run. At times it's a little farther east, at times it's a little farther west. So wherever this ends up, that will make a big difference in what you end up seeing. Fargo's kind of right on this, so we could end up with a little bit more rain, which would cut down on our snow totals, or we could end up on the cold side and get the heaviest snowfall with this system, and other locations too along this line. So something to remember as this continues to move through and develop in the valley. By 5 a.m. tomorrow, widespread areas of snow and blowing snow, potentially blizzard conditions. Rather, this is 5 a.m. Thursday, and then heading into the day Thursday, the snow starts to end, but the wind stays strong. So snowfall potential, again, there's going to be a heavy snow band of 6 to 12 inches of snow. And then on the warm side of it, rain will cut down on your snow totals, but we may have more icing there. And especially into the transition zone, you can see our ice potential with this one. So that's definitely going to be a factor. And as far as the flood fight is concerned, liquid moisture, snow and rain combined, more than an inch anywhere in yellow there added to the southern basin. So a lot of concerns with this storm. One to pay attention to over the next 24 to 48 hours as this gets closer.
Thanks, Lisa.